Hi, this is Prac with iRepairMD. Today, what we're going to be doing is changing a screen for an Amazon Kindle Fire. As you can see, the screen is cracked. First thing we're going to do, well, what you need to do is actually order a screen off eBay. And what I have here is the digitizer and the front frame together. Got this off eBay for about, I believe it's 20 bucks. And as you can see here, the only thing wrong with this particular one is that the digitizer is broken. So first thing we're going to do is power down this. Just going to power it off. And now that it's powered off, we're going to go ahead using a pry tool. You just get to the frame. This, you don't need a screw or anything, it's just all clipped on. So flip it over to the back. Okay, raise it just to lead it open. Okay, just get it open just right. Now you got one open already. Now using this pry tool, plastic pry tool, go ahead and just slide it all around. Okay. Got it open now. Using your nails. See it right here. Just carefully open it. Okay. Slide the pry tool all around. And what you're doing is just releasing the clip, the plastic from its clip. And there's really no cable that's connecting to this power button. What it is a two spurs that connects it. Alright, have this open. As you can see, the connection is made by this piece right here touching the two spurs here, 1, 2, and that has to make connection or else the Kindle will not work. Okay, so now what you have are a series of screws here. Alright, so now what we need to do is disable the battery. Let's go ahead and disable the battery connector. Out. Like so. Now the battery is off. What we need to look at also is, as you can see, this is where the digitizer is. And we need to remove all these components off this in order to get to the digitizer. So let's go ahead. First thing we do is disable the cable here, pull the connector, flex cable connector, and free it. And now using a pentalobe screwdriver, we will go ahead and take all the screws out using a screw tray to keep it in place. All right, checking all the screws that is connecting the LCD on. All right, we're going to go to each corner here. And we're going to determine whether we need to remove any other screws or not. We know we need this metal frame right here. We might be able to lift the whole logic board off with the frame and just place it into the new digitizer, but we'll find out eventually. Alright, so now try to lift this up. As you can see, there's a few connectors that's in the way, so let's go ahead and disable this connector here. Flex cable. Pull it out. Alright, we're going to free this from the frame. This is what's holding this down to the frame. This is the charging cable. Pull this out. Okay, now we have charging port free. Okay, now let's just look at the rest of the Kindle here. We have this piece right here. Again, when you're doing this, as you're taking the screw out, just be aware of what you need to lock down on. Okay, and this is the headphone jack. We're going to disable that too. Free that up. Okay. Raise this carefully. Alright. So now we're testing the connectors. See if there's anything else we have to pull out. Alright, this is the LCD. Let's go ahead and disable that for now. Pull this out. LCD is off. And now let's go ahead and free this connector here also. Lift it carefully. Okay. Let's go ahead and take the screws out here. Alright, so now, as you can see, we actually lifted the majority of the back frame from. Now what we have is just the LCD that's exposed. So we're going to go ahead and take out the LCD. And there's 4 screws holding the LCD. We're going to keep it outside here so we can get to it. Okay. LCD comes off clean. Do not touch this LCD. Alright. So now you can compare the frame. So this is the old. Let's go ahead and replace it with the new. Make sure nothing inside is touched. Now let's go ahead and drop LCD back into place, into the new frame. And now let's go ahead and replace the screw. Okay. 4 corners. And if you guys have any kind of other device that you need to repair, just click on the website below. We actually do accept mail-in deliver repairs, and once we get the product, if we have the part in stock, we usually can have it back to you the next day. Alright, so now LCD is connected. Let's go ahead and put the frame along with all the other components back in. Okay, let's go ahead and 2 bigger screws. Okay, these are the bigger rounded screws. Put that into place. Just like so. Okay, here's the other one. Let's go put the headphone jack into place. Empty the screws out. Headphone jack screw back into place. Okay. Let's go ahead and tighten all these screws. Circuit board lock. These are the clear one. The chrome screws. Alright, go ahead and put the flex cable back in. Make sure you pull the tab up before you lock it. There's a black line indicating where it should stop. Make sure it's all seated carefully, and this is for the digitizer. So it's nice and seated now, so go ahead and lock it in. And now this is the LCD. Release the tab up. Set the LCD in, hold it by the tab, and lock it down. Alright, so we got all the main screws in. Let's go ahead and put the charging port back into place. Okay. And now let's replace the screw for the charging port. The way we have it here. Okay. Alright, now let's go ahead and put all the main screws back in. Okay, now the frame screw to the digitizer frame. Corner screws. And the other corners. Okay. Okay, so now all the screws are back into place. What we're going to do is go ahead and put the battery in. Make sure the spurs are cleared right here. Clearing the spurs for the power button. Let's go ahead and replace it. Put the back cover back on. Snap it gently to the back. Run it around. Alright, everything is locked and in place. Let's go and power this thing up. There you go, Kindle Fire is up and running. And we're going to test the digitizer. Let me go ahead and clean the screen a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and unlock it. As you can see, everything works on here. Touch works. There you go. And this is Pract with IRPMD. Safe repair.